What's up everybody, I am Jasprit Singh and welcome to the Minority Mindset. There's been a lot of talk of the United States going to war. I mean, we've been in choppy waters with North Korea, countries in the Middle East, and now there's been talks of another civil war happening. But there's a lot more to war than what meets the eye. War. Yeah. Wars start when there's a political disagreement. But there's a lot of business behind going to war. So in this video, I want to go over the business of war so you understand what's going on behind the scenes. Now, before we begin, I want to say thank you to our troops and veterans who risk or have risked their lives so we can live our lives freely. So thank you for that. And secondly, I just want to say I hate the idea of innocent people losing their lives and their loved ones over some stupid political disagreement between grown people. Yeah, entrepreneurship and business is great, but not at the expense of human lives. That's why we need to educate ourselves and understand what's going on behind the scenes. The first thing we have to understand is how the economy works. The more you and me spend, the more our economy grows because more money is being circulated. The government does not make money when you save and budget your money, so they do what they can so you take the money out of your pocket and put it in somebody else's hand. The more you spend, the more you pay in sales taxes, which goes to the government, and the more that businesses profit. And more business profits means more taxes for the government. So what does the government do to encourage people to spend money? Good question. Sometimes they make it easier to get mortgages because why wouldn't you buy a mansion when you're making $45,000 a year and you're drowning in debt? Sometimes they give us incentives to go out and get really nice, expensive cars, even if you can't afford it. And sometimes they shock the economy by throwing money in it. Let's do this. One way to shock the economy is to give away free money in the form of stimulus checks, kind of like how we saw after the 2008 recession. And a second way to shock the economy is by starting a war because there's a lot of money in wars. According to the Washington Post, the United States has spent over $1 trillion on war costs in Afghanistan alone since 2001. That means we have been paying over $8 million an hour every hour since 2001, and we're not even technically at war with them. And now, because the topic of war is back on the rise, these numbers are expected to go a lot higher. So how does it all work? Well, the first thing that happens is we get all these soldiers together and start training them just in case we go to war. Oh, and since we don't want other countries messing with us, we need to get the smartest engineers and professionals to start designing the newest war equipment. So we have this huge spike in jobs and the unemployment rate starts to go down. But wait, these soldiers don't just fight naked with their bare hands. They need uniforms, guns, ammo, planes, and tanks. And no, these things are not donated. We have to buy them with our tax dollars. And if you're subscribed to the Minority Mindset YouTube channel, I really hope you know that businesses sell things to make money. So defense contractors start to make a whole bunch of money because of all these new government contracts. And there's a lot of lobbying that goes on to see who gets these government contracts, but that's not what we're focused on in this video. And in order to keep up with all of these new business contracts, these defense contractors need to open up new manufacturing plants and hire more workers. So the amount of jobs keep going up and the unemployment rate keeps going down. Then investors and regular people start taking their money and investing it in these defense contractor businesses because more fighting means more weapons means more business contracts means more profits, and more profits means more money in the investors and the owners' pockets. Now, I do need to tell you, I'm not telling you where to invest, and you are never guaranteed to make money when you invest. You might even lose money when you invest. But you should always speak to a professional in your area so you understand all the local laws and regulations that are involved with investing. I mean, look at some of the biggest defense contractor businesses out there like Lockheed Martin, LMT. This company has been soaring since the talks of war have been on the news. And just a few weeks ago, one of their divisions won a $21 million contract to work on an air defense missile. Not bad for some design work. So the people that invested in these defense companies are already starting to reap the rewards on the talks and speculation of a war happening, and if a war does start, you would expect that these companies would continue to grow. If you do want to learn more about how to invest in stocks and companies, or you're unfamiliar with how to do it, I wrote an ebook on money and investing. It's completely free and you can read it on our website by clicking the link up here or by clicking the link in the caption below if you're interested, so check it out. Now, I'm not personally invested in any defense contractor businesses. I just don't feel right doing it. But I'm not here to tell you what to do. You should do what you think is best for you. So wars are kind of an investment by the government because it's their way to lower the unemployment rate and it's their way to give more money to people so they have more money to spend, which means more money going back to the government. Are you starting to see the flow of money? And all of these things are happening on the talks of a war happening. Imagine what would happen if a war actually started. But we're not done yet. Don't forget about what happens after a war ends. The best way to do this is to see what happened in our history, so let's go back in time. During and after World War I, the economy wasn't so strong, so you had all these soldiers coming back home, but they couldn't find jobs. So the United States went from huge military spending and all of these jobs to nothing all of a sudden. And this, along with a few other economic factors, ultimately led to the Great Depression, which was one of the largest world depressions of the 20th century. Now, let's fast forward to World War II. After World War II, millions of people were coming home with money they hadn't spent yet, and the economy was in a completely different place than it was during World War I. This brought on decades of huge economic growth, and this era was known as the Golden Age of Capitalism, until the economy ended up collapsing in the early 1970s. So, depending on where you are in the economic cycle and how strong the economy is, the result can be one extreme or another. What's up everybody? If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button, and if you found this video helpful, please share it with at least one friend so we can help spread the word. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below, and if you've seen our video on the next economic collapse, how do you think that's gonna play a factor into all of this? I wanna know your thoughts, so let me know below. Every single week we release new videos on entrepreneurship, business, and money, so if you don't wanna miss them, hit the subscribe button over there, even if you're on your phone, and the notification bell below, and check out some of our latest videos by clicking these buttons right here, and as always, keep hustling.